Last year, the world of flight simming got a whole lot better. With the release of Microsoft Flight Simulator for PC, millions of people could share the virtual skies with stunning graphics and groundbreaking levels of realism. Now, within the next few weeks, this goes to a whole nother level, with Microsoft Flight Simulator coming to the Xbox for the first time ever. Hello YouTube, I'm Pilot Stud and welcome back to another video. If you're new around here, I do flight simulation videos like this all the time, keeping you up to date with the latest Microsoft Flight Simulator news, add-ons and everything in between. So if you love everything about aviation, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. In today's video, I talk about everything Xbox related, from performance to the types of consoles, to DLC, to multiplayer and a lot more, so let's get right into it. A good place to start is talking about the consoles. As we already know, this will be coming to the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S, two next generation consoles that have already been released, although many people are struggling to get their hands on them. We'll talk about the technical specifications of these two amazing consoles in a minute, but first let's talk about the Xbox One. I know so many people that really want to be able to play Microsoft Flight Simulator in the future on the Xbox One. And initially it was thought it would be coming alongside the Xbox Series X and S release. This goes from a now deleted Twitter post that confirmed it was coming to the Xbox One. Now, as I said there, it's been deleted. Therefore, as of right now, we cannot say that the Xbox One will be getting Microsoft Flight Simulator with the Series X and S. And there's no dates confirming whenever it will come, so right now we're not too sure. However, there is a glimmer of hope. A developer said from the Microsoft team that working on the Xbox One version would greatly improve the PC version. So keep your eyes open, it might come to Xbox One, but as of right now, nothing is confirmed with it. It hasn't really been talked about, I've got to be honest, but let's focus on the two main consoles, the Series X and Series S. Now, if many of you are familiar with the Series X and S specifications, then skip to this part of the video down below. A good place to start when talking about these two consoles in comparison is price. The recommended retail price of the Series S is $299 compared to $499 for the Series X, so almost double. And from what I can see, that works out well because you seem to get double the power with the Series X in most cases. Now, I'm not a complete tech whiz, so I'm only going to show this diagram on the screen now that compares the different specifications within these two amazing consoles. Of course, the Series S is quite cheap for a games console, quite affordable, especially for a brand new console. Now, the main difference here is the performance target. For the Series X, it gets to 4K at 60 FPS, backed up by a more powerful CPU and GPU, compared to 1440p at 60 FPS for the Series S. This means, going off the specifications we've got here, the Xbox Series X matches up to a high-end PC, while the Xbox Series S matches up to a medium to high-end PC. And I think that's great value for money, I've got to be honest. As well as the SSDs, there is of course a 1TB expansion card for both consoles, which means you should have no issue filling it up with updates and add-ons. I mean, these are really two remarkable consoles, and I don't know everything about them, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but they both are very capable, especially for the price. Now, Microsoft say that both are aiming for a 30 FPS base rate, at 4K for the Series X, and at 1080p/1440p for the Xbox Series S. It would appear that both are capable, although all of the 4K footage filmed so far has been on the Xbox Series X, which makes complete sense. However, with Sim Update 5 coming soon, with a said 60% increase in FPS, or up to 60%, this update is set to lower the tech requirements for the PC, which in turn lowers it for the Xbox, which could be a fantastic thing for the Xbox Series S, and I reckon it could easily get to 30 FPS at 1440p. Now we've got the hardware backed up by stats and what Microsoft say, let's talk about software. Now as far as I can see, Microsoft are trying to get the Xbox version as close as possible to the PC version, as they've stated on their Twitter. And while many of you may shake this idea off at first, with the upcoming DLC and upcoming peripherals, this could really show some potential and they could completely mean the business here. As they stated on their Twitter, they're aiming for the same level of depth, and from the videos provided so far, especially on the Series X, it looks like they're hitting the nail on the head here. In addition to that, you also get the same updates as the PC version, including sim updates and world updates. So as far as I know, from what we've been seeing so far on the Xbox Series X, it should be remarkably close to the PC experience. And I know many of you will be thinking right now, well, how can you fly a plane with an Xbox controller like you can on PC, with all the peripherals that we've got from Honeycomb? However, I'm going to talk about this in a minute. It's already been provided for. Going back to performance, for those of you sticking with PC, do not fear. This process should only optimise your flight sim experience. And I've used Sim Update 5 as a major example of that. It's clear this update is optimization for the upcoming Xbox release, but it also means the PC gets a nice optimization as well. And if they do manage to push my FPS up by 60%, it will be fantastic. Flight Simulator heaven. In addition, multiplayer wise, it has been confirmed on the forums that it will be cross-platform and online, meaning if you're on Steam, Xbox or the Microsoft Store version, you'll all be able to fly in the same store together. This includes any purchases you've made on the PC Microsoft version and any achievements you've won on the PC Microsoft version. Sadly, if you fly on Steam, like so many do, including me, your purchases and your achievements cannot be moved over. I know, it's incredibly annoying, but business-wise it makes complete sense, and I guess the technical issues are probably quite annoying as well. Sticking with purchases, it looks like we'll be getting the marketplace on the Xbox version. As you can expect with Microsoft, they're going to try and get as much money out of you as they can. I mean, this kind of confirms mods, although we don't actually have any mainstream developers that have gave their complete intent and shown any developed products for the Xbox version so far, primarily because it hasn't came out yet, so I guess they're steering clear just for the moment, although I can imagine some developers are really looking into this area, as for some products, especially the more fast-paced kind of like basic fighter jets where people can have a lot of fun, the market there is probably bigger on the Xbox than it is on the more hardcore PC. I spoke about peripherals earlier. We've already got intent and clear intent from Honeycomb, Turtle Beach and Thrustmaster. Turtle Beach are releasing a fantastic product, the Velocity One, which is an all-in-one cockpit setup coming in at £350. I know, quite expensive, but that includes a yoke and two types of throttle, TPM and your more standard airliner one. And while it does look very plasticky, it's clear they're targeting the more gamer type flyer. It still should be a lot of fun regardless, and seeing as it's Turtle Beach's first entry into the flight sim market, it shows us that something really special is going on here. We're getting the standard Thrustmaster products as well, such as the HOTAS setup, and Honeycomb have said that their products should work with the Xbox, which is something to get very excited for because they are premium, highly realistic, professional products. And of course, for those of you who want to be more basic, controller and keyboard and mouse support is clearly there anyway. Finally, let's talk about the actual release, and I know it's a weird place to put it at the end of the video. It's coming out on the 27th of July on the Series X and S, as far as we know. If you already own it on the PC Microsoft Store, then you own it on the Xbox. You don't have to buy it again. Sadly, as always, us on Steam have been left to buy it again if you want to play it on Xbox. However, if you want to get it for cheap, you can get it on the Game Pass. Of course, you won't really own it then. It's a subscription-based service, but if you want to try it out, I believe there's a £1 or $1 trial. And this means you can just get a taste for it on the Xbox. and cancel your subscription if you don't like it, or continue paying if you do. Pricing, we haven't had any confirmation so far if you want to buy it on the disc for the Series X, or whether it's even going to come on the disc for the Series X, or any prices on the Xbox marketplace. It's completely up in the sky at the moment. But I think we can use the PC version prices as the base mark here. I reckon it will be pretty similar, and of course you'll get all the DLC from the premium or premium deluxe versions if you buy them. So there we have it, guys. There is all of the stuff we know about the Xbox version of Microsoft Flight Simulator so far. All of the news in the video have come from the likes of Twitter, the forums, and anywhere else I could find it. All reputable sources, so I've put them in the description. What do you guys think? Are you excited for Microsoft Flight Simulator on the Xbox? I know I am. And I'll be creating content on it like no tomorrow, I imagine, as long as it's popular with you guys. If you've got any channel suggestions or video ideas, be sure to put them down below. My comments are always open. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you have enjoyed, be sure to leave some nice feedback down below and subscribe. And thank you to my first class channel members on the screen now. If you want to become one for exclusive perks for a very small fee, click that blue join button. It means a lot, but from me today, that is all. Bye bye.